playful shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hear me. I mean, like, we can put all that clown shit away. There's some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thugs in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be.
Yo, what's going on, people, man? We are back in the building. We're here. Very, very interesting game. Oh my god. Oh my god. Liverpool, man. Liverpool. Match reaction: Liverpool 2, Fulham 2 at Anfield. Liverpool drop points again. That is now back-to-back games. Got themselves a couple of draws. My days. The people wonder why, some Liverpool fans have PTSD, It's because of stuff like this. Liverpool get a lot of draws. They get a lot of draws, man. That's what usually kills us in these title races. Hopefully that's not going to be our undoing this season. Obviously there's context, and of course we'll get into that, but regardless of anything, as everyone loves to say, when you get victories after not performing well, Liverpool got 1 point. So I just see it as 2 points dropped, to be honest with you, heading into the game. Like I said, of course, context comes into it, and we'll get into like the whole red card and everything like that. But listen, ultimately, it's still 2 points dropped, regardless of how you kind of want to look at it. The only solace, of course, is that Arsenal dropped points, but we still have Chelsea to play their game, who can now close the gap quite significantly on Liverpool, which just puts a lot more pressure on the guys, because especially with that game in hand against Everton, that's not until February. Whether we're able to catch up in terms, or I say catch up, whether we're able to still put the advantage, over these other teams over these next few weeks and months, because we still got to get there. Everyone was talking about that game in hand, saying, oh, look, that's an extra game for Liverpool. It will make zero difference if we're behind anyway. Do you know what I mean? If we're 4 points behind, for example, just as an example, if we're 4 points behind Chelsea or Arsenal, whoever's top of the league by that point, even if you win that game in hand, does it matter? No, because you're just a point behind. Do you know what I mean? So you're still going to be in second place. You're still going to be behind after being so significantly in front. But listen, it is what it is. To the game, of course, in itself. Ali obviously back in goal. In terms of the lineup, Luis Diaz was up front instead of Darwin Núñez. I think quite a lot of us preferred that. Well, I know I did. I wanted to see someone else up front. Cody Gap obviously out there on the left, Salah on the right. Midfield of Gravenberch, Jones and Szoboszlai. Jones obviously coming off injured. Don't know what that looks like. Haven't checked anything yet, so hopefully we find out over the next couple of days. And then obviously at the back, it was the same back four. I think I think it's the same back four that everyone kind of thought that he was gonna kind of go with. I would have potentially have gone with a hindsight, right? I would have probably have gone with a Gomez, I think, at left back, put Kwanzaa back into centre back position. But listen, like I said, that's all hindsight. The lineup, I had no real issues with it. And it's funny, man, because listen, we start off the game, and I said this as soon as we conceded, right? Because obviously we conceded first, and this is obviously before, I think, just before the red card in itself. But just before we conceded, I said, Liverpool, like, Slot must sit there and be so vexed sometimes. I would love to hear what he's, when he talks to them, after the game, they might have like a debrief or something like that, like maybe not straight after it, but maybe training, and when they come into training the next day, and obviously he's talking about whatever they're going to do in training and all that kind of stuff. Like, he must be so vexed sometimes, because Liverpool either start off poorly in these games, and it's most games that we're playing for some weird reason, because it seems to just be a continuing trend that we've had now for like the last year and a half, 18 months. And that it's either we start off these games super poorly, or we concede a goal first. And to be honest, they coincide with each other anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it must just be so annoyed, like, honestly, because just a poor starts, man. I don't understand. Like, Fulham were a better team. I felt like, the way that they started the game, very, very organized. They'll get themselves on the ball. And then even when when we went down to, obviously they scored, even when we went down to, to 10 men, the thing that was the killer for me anyway was that going down to 10 men, and this is where I say Fulham fluffed their lines, because I said if Fulham was smarter than they were, they to be honest will probably feel, yes, they got a point, and obviously you look at it and think, oh, okay, yeah, you know what, we got a point, yada yada yada. But I'll keep it a buck. For me personally, Fulham should have ran away with this game already. Liverpool shouldn't have been in a position to be able to come back into the game. And that's what Liverpool did, is they ended up coming back into the game. I'd say the last 10 to 15 minutes of the first half, Liverpool starting to gain control. We started to get possession. Obviously, with the red card happening, he was trying to move players into certain positions. He didn't want to make a sub, which I thought was very brave of Arne Slot. But you know what? To me, it worked out. Because you don't waste a sub that way. And of course, we don't know how to, you're trying to plan for the rest of the game, right? And he's probably thinking, let me get everyone in at half time first, and so many different things. But the way he's kind of handled that situation is the way that I feel Slot is anyway, which is I'm just cool and I'm calm. Do you know what I mean? I'm just Mr. Cool kind of thing. Like I don't need to, necessarily worry about so to speak, I don't need to worry about anything. So I'm going to trust in my players. I'm going to trust in, what I'm trying to do. And of course, at first, like I said, when we went down to 10 men, it was like a 10-minute spell. It could have been longer. I can't remember the exact minutes, but there was a spell that Fulham they were just opening us up. We just had space everywhere. Players were in this position. Trent not in his rightful position, leaving Iwobi with crazy space at the back. They were playing balls over the top. We had Gakpo at left wing back for a hot second. He didn't really know, how to deal with everything. Like it was a shambles back there for a sec. It was genuinely a shambles. If Fulham was smarter, and this is where I always say it's a luck thing, right? A better team maybe, but who knows? Because Fulham are a decent team, right? So, it's just, I guess it's just one of those kind of things. But I just feel like, if that was like a Chelsea or Arsenal or a City or maybe even a Tottenham, and bro, they kill you off in this. They kill you off. They were having Pereira passed the ball out to the left, got a 2v1 situation on. They killed Liverpool in that moment. Boom, should be scoring there. There was another moment as well. I kept thinking, these lot are picking the wrong pass every time, but you could almost see is that they were getting, to me, it was like you're getting too excited. When, when like I'm not even going to say the analogy that I was even going to say. Let's just say they were getting way too excited in this moment. And it almost felt like they just needed a tad bit more composure in that final third. And that's what then allowed Liverpool to then start to gain a bit more control and gain that kind of like impetus to say, you know what, we've weathered the storm, we're good to go. Let's try and hit these guys. And then that's why I felt like, Liverpool were able to come back into the game. But otherwise, like I said, Fulham should have been out of mind, out of sight. Outside, out of mind, or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? It should have been ghosted, man. Liverpool should never ever have been in it. Liverpool shouldn't be walking away with a point. Myth should have lost the game. Should have literally in that 10 minutes. I was watching the game and I remember sitting there thinking, this could get ugly, Liverpool in such disarray and everything like that. And rightly, obviously, understandably, by the way, I'm not saying that you're not going to be after going down to 10 men, but they were in disarray and we were there for the taking. You didn't take the opportunity. You let Liverpool come back into the game. That's a myth. It's already problematic, from there. So, yeah. And obviously, look, Robbo, he's getting grilled online. I don't even need to say anything because he's getting grilled from you guys anyway. He's absolutely getting grilled. It's peak for him right now. It's peak. Another mistake. Another mistake. It's a red card. Like, I can't even say, oh, nah, that's not even a red. It was a red card, bro. Like, it was very simple. And it's so funny because the second he did it, I just knew he was going to do it. I just knew. I don't know if it's because I'm left-footed. I've been in that same situation. And I know what you're likely to do. And he's not the greatest. Like, he hasn't got a good, first touch like that anyway. He's not like a Vardiol or I'm trying to think, man. Just maybe even like a Trent or like, you know, like he hasn't got like the good touches like that. So I just know what you're like. You're not like a eight Nuri where I'm like, I'm comfortable that you'll be able to maybe control. I'm not saying players can't make mistakes, by the way, because any one of those guys I just named could easily have made that mistake, right? But you know, when I'm confident that they will be able to get themselves out of that situation, because I don't think it was that hard of a situation to get out of. Like, your options were either you had to be aware enough to understand that Harry Wilson was making that run. If you're not, because you're so caught up in the ball obviously coming across and you maybe haven't had time to see that, fairs. But yeah, nah. To be honest, you just play it back to the keeper one time. Once he's taken that touch, I just knew. It's like I just knew he's off, and I knew he's gonna make the challenge. I was like, bro, and that's why I wasn't so vexed about it, because I was just like, I knew he was gonna do it. So maybe I was already prepped for it in my mind anyway. So it is what it is. But listen, another game, another penalty conceded. Not penalty, another mistake conceded, obviously by Robbo, which then puts the team, in real problems, real problems. But listen, man, you got this guy coming back from injury, coming off the bench to help save us, to be honest with you. Very good goal. Very good goal from Diogo Jota. I really like that goal. Really, he really did his thing when he came on, to be honest with you. But the finish was so cold. The finish was so cold, man. So big up to Diogo Jota. I think this is the best player on the pitch. Anthony Robinson, man. Absolutely fantastic, I thought, down that left-hand side. There were a couple of moments, though, that Salah did kind of cook him. I'm not going to say he was flawless, because he wasn't, but he was definitely the best player on the pitch, in my personal opinion. Yeah, he was fantastic. I think he got 2 assists in the game. He was great down that left-hand side. And it was funny because it almost felt like a passing the torch moment between both him and Roberts and Robinson. Do you know what I mean? It felt like you were watching, this should be the new left back for Liverpool versus this is the old one. This is the reason why you should need the new left back for Liverpool to be Robinson. Potentially, again, that's just one name that's obviously been thrown around there. But yeah, he was really good. He was really good. And even in some moments against Salah, he was really done well, in my personal opinion. Yes, like I said, a couple of times he got cooked. Do you know what I mean? But overall, I thought he did well against Mo Salah. I thought he did really well. I didn't think Salah had that much joy at all, really, in the game, barring those couple of moments. So yeah, I felt like he was the best player on the pitch. I couldn't think of anybody else who performed, better than him. Gravenberch was good though for Liverpool, and moving into that centre back role afterwards as well, felt like he was good. He was just everywhere on the pitch, him and Szoboszlai, actually. Him and Szoboszlai, I felt, were 2 good players, but I just felt Robinson was the best player on the pitch. To be fair, by quite a bit, to be fair. But I'll shout out Gravenberch and Szoboszlai for their kind of performances in the game. As I said before, Arsenal dropping points again. Arsenal fans are hilarious. You lot are so funny. Yeah, Arsenal fans are funny, man. Arsenal fans are funny. It's just, yeah, either way, they drop points. I think it's against Everton, which leave them 6 points behind, and we've still got a game in hand, so we can keep that to 9 points. Hilarious. I saw, like, on the AFTV, they were obviously celebrating, Robertson getting the red card and all of this stuff. And I always say, bruv, like, you should just focus on your own game. Like, no, it's different if you maybe weren't playing, because then it's like, oh, okay, you're just doing a hate along or watch along, whatever you want to call it. But you guys are still playing and you ain't winning. So well gone. Like, it's just one of those. Arsenal fans are hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Chelsea. It's mad because you guys watched my top 4 title chances, right? And I said I put Chelsea obviously below Arsenal because I assumed that it would end up this way. But Jesus Christ, man, these lot are just, like I said, and even when I did my chance in the percentage of the chance that I thought Chelsea were going to win the league, I was even like, I don't really know like where to really place them, like, because I don't know what their next run of games is going to look like. I don't know how it's going to look like for them. But yeah, again, they're just, like I said, they still got to play their game. Then I think it's against Brentford, so may not win that game. Could be very difficult, and the pressure's now on them to win the game. Usually in the last few weeks they've not really had that kind of pressure. Obviously, you get pressure just to win games, but there's no pressure because it was deemed to be maybe too far or too out of reach for you guys. Now everyone's watching Chelsea tomorrow because you're like, ooh, okay, if Chelsea win the game, all of a sudden now you move 2 points behind Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool still got a game in hand, but 2 points. And even if Liverpool do win that game in hand, it's only 5 points. And we've still got to go to the bridge. So you can close that gap somewhere. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Let's just say they beat us at the bridge. That's 2 points. Yeah, do you know what I mean? If Liverpool win that game in hand, and again, that's if they win the game in hand. There's no guarantees of that. So yeah, all of a sudden now Liverpool don't look comfortable at the top. If I'm being honest, unless Chelsea go out and lose, that's the only way I can really see it that way. But at this moment in time, it's not comfortable anymore. It's not. Oh yeah, we're sailing at it. We're not sailing anymore. It's back-to-back draws, and like I said, it's the draws that kills us. It's usually the draws that kill us all the time, man. But listen, let's wait and see. Like I said, the game overall, Liverpool got to thank Arne Slot. If I'm being 100% honest with you, he's the main reason that Liverpool. Not I know the fact obviously yes the players play, but he's the reason. For his tactical tweaks kept us in the game. Otherwise, like I said, outside out of mind, man. Because Liverpool, yeah, they in that first half anyway, I didn't think Liverpool were that good until let's say the last 10-15 minutes. And then Fulham, obviously, they just seemed like they were just like resigned to just getting a point, kind of thing, until they obviously scored again. And then it was almost like, okay, and then Liverpool score again. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. And listen, I keep saying it. It's all well and good saying, oh, it's, we got, it's a sign of champions. We were down to 10 men and, we didn't lose. And okay, fairs. I hear all of that, which is absolutely correct. But like I keep saying, you cannot keep doing this. You cannot and to be honest, you guys are seeing it for yourselves, and I don't even need to say it. You guys are seeing it for yourselves. Everything that I've been saying for ages, and it's not to knock Liverpool, it's not to knock what Arne Slot's doing, but you can't keep having poor performances, getting by in games, scraping through these games, and think this is just going to continue and you're just going to win. It's not going to work that way, bro. It's not going to work. Like I said, back-to-back draws, and to be honest, let's just say 3 games where we've been subpar. I'll be honest with you, 3 games we've been real subpar. So let's hope it. We buck that trend against. Obviously, we've got Southampton. Yeah, Southampton next. Can't remember. I think Tottenham after that as well. Arne Slot suspended for the Southampton game anyway, so which is hilarious. So yeah, let's just hope that kind of stops. But yeah, like I said, you cannot keep doing that. Can't keep having poor performances in these kind of games and stuff like that, man. But listen, it is what it is. We move. Let me know your thoughts on the game in itself. Let me know who your man of the match was. For me, for Liverpool, I didn't really have one. I thought it was Robinson from Fulham, to be honest. He was my man of the match for the game. Maybe for Liverpool, Gravenberch or Szoboszlai. I'll give it to Szoboszlai because he doesn't really get that much love, and he was actually pretty decent, in the game. But yeah, drop your thoughts in the comment section, people, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.